This is the story of a night elf finding out the true meaning of Valentine's Day. It's totally unfortunate, weird series of events. We figured it out. So, started last night in Westfall at about 1:45 in the morning. I was doing the Defias messenger quest, and for those that don't know, he spawns down there, can walk along this entire path, dig off in some mines for a while. I think he walks over this way. I'm not entirely sure. He can walk down here a little bit too, but the best is when you're like already down here by a spawn and you find out he's actually way up here, or I mean, vice versa, you're up there and he's actually down there. But regardless, the quest is stupid. It takes way too long. So I ended up grouping up with this dwarf. We did the escort quest, we finished it. We found this gnome by dead mines, and needless to say, I was an idiot for not recording. But we ended up naked in a group with this random gnome who we're pretty sure was on like a drug fueled bender. So we were in here, and before we began, he asked that we got naked and we repeated after him, wiggle, wiggle, pickle, jiggle, yubby, yubby, yum, yum. And we did just that, because I mean, it's a free dead mines carry. Again, I'm still an idiot as I did not fully click on recording, but he promised loot if we were naked because you get better charity that way, and he was right. We had a lot of fat loot that run. So here's where I actually started to fully record, so I had more content, because I don't know why I didn't do it earlier, because I was an idiot. But anyhow, the dungeon proceeded. We kept getting the fat loot, even if we didn't need it. Still good stuff to sell later, and it just kept on dropping, as the gnome was right. Like, there was an insane amount of greens, and this little monster went out of his way to kill everything in the dungeon. And I asked the dwarf how much crack he thinks he's on, because me being from the great state of Florida, I've seen a cracked out person or two, and I totally derped and ran right off the edge, and I felt I didn't deserve the belt, but I am a loser, and I knew it had to be done. So it was mine anyway. So I made it back up to the cow. The gnome killed Mr. Moo Moo, and then he asked that before we moved on, we had to sniff the corpse of the Moo Moo. Us being the slaves that we are to the naked gods, we abided, and we did not question it either. So the run continues. Making our way around, killing trash, we get to Cookie. And this is where the next request comes in. Again, we did not question it, but he did also explain it. So even though Cookie was naked and he didn't wear clothing, we still had to lick him to cleanse him of his sins. And we had to do it in a quick manner. So we all licked Cookie. Not gonna lie, tasted just like sushi pretty much. So I almost died there because I'm an idiot. And right here, he explained that the person that was running, he couldn't get away because his clothing slowed him down. He also, interestingly, didn't have us do anything for this boss or the other goblin boss, so I don't know if there's some sort of racial gnome goblin feud there, like they weren't worthy enough to even be of his time. I really don't know. But you mess with the combo, and he got the combo for Van Cleef, and I got a cruel barb, so it was pretty cool. But then how it ended was amazing. So, told us to remember the day as nudity gives us the blessing from above. I was about to say something, but he told us no. No words. And then he just peacefully left, jumped and vanished off into the distance, leaving me and this random dwarf from the Defias messenger quest completely dumbfounded on what the hell just happened. It's now almost 3 in the morning. So we separated our ways, got the loot, and I learned that the true meaning of Valentine's Day is getting naked with those random people around you, doing a lot of drugs, and doing dead mines. So really quick, I just wanted to add too that I kind of apologize for my voice sounding so terrible, but I did not sleep a whole lot last night because I wanted to make sure I got all this out pretty close to Valentine's Day, so like this is going up like the day after. But yeah, normally it'd be a little bit more uplifting, but just go with it.